trust you have slept well.
Oh yes, Sandrasia. And I hope everyone watching this has slept well. We have been away for a while. And Starfield has updated, and the mods have updated. And I've been tinkering with this, trying to work out why I have Speak with Kelton Thrush showing here. Oh, that's because I left it turned on. And I turn it off. And now we're showing Burden of Proof, which is long since completed. Just unfortunate. I think that if we've got something tracking, it won't perturb us. But that's a known bug where you can have a quest marker turned on for a quest that's activated, but it's a completed quest, so you can't turn it off. Thanks, Bethesda. So, welcome to the update. Come on. Map. I want to go to the surface map. This is the big highlight of the update. Surface map is now an actual map. And you notice how it's got the points of interest all marked up for us. And there may be points of interest that are not marked if they're far enough away. For instance, that's probably a point of interest right there. This makes it a lot easier to see what's going on. I like this. Also, you can see that some of these guys that are mostly white background, we could fast travel to, and these with a black background we haven't gone to yet. They're just showing us where something is. That, I think, is my #1 update for this. I haven't yet fiddled around with the ship stuff, and I finally got this particular ship the way I like it. Wait for it to land. So I won't be messing with the ship builder for a while. I won't jump right into that. I like the idea of being able to put in blank modules and put stuff in them. It also allows us to position things. We may do that a little bit. Is there a obvious thing here for? Where's the armillary? Should be a control panel in here somewhere. Yes, there's our decorate panel. We go into decorate. We can decorate this just like a normal outpost. And of course I don't have any of the materials with me, so there's that. We may decorate later on. We have some things that we have scattered around the ship, emergency power supplies and so on, that I'll probably want to use decorate to lock in place. And maybe do something with my rather large collection of plushies. So where are we off to next? Oh, the other thing that confused me when I was moving around is if you hit the V key, oops, while you're in the missions, it will show blue markers for all of the quests that are near you. And I think when it was showing me go to Elos when I was outside the ship, because it's near, oh, there it is, go to Elos, because the go to Elos marker is on the seat. And I guess it just picks one that's remote. We go back to our quest log, hit V again to turn that off. The question is what we want to do next. And speaking of pending things, we just finished up Red Tape. And before that we did the Tree in New Atlantis. and other things in Atlantis. But before that, way before that, way before that, quite a bit before that, I'm going way back in my notes. I believe we did Unearthed, and I don't think I added the... Let me check. Inventory. ISK. We're still carrying an artifact, which means we haven't added it to the armillary yet, and we haven't gotten its power. So I'm going to add artifact side to the armillary and go get its power. And things are going to be a little confused because the add-on that shows me where the temple is hasn't triggered. So what I will do is I will lift off and we will go to the eye, and we may have to go talk to the guy at the eye about the place, talk to the man about the thing.
Ship's good. Welcome, let's go. Maneuvering into position. And we are now in stable orbit.
Andresia, I can't fight the ship with you there. There we go.
Their shields are gone.
There we go. We are headed to the eye. Because I want to get the power for this artifact I just put in place. Why is it not? Let me zoom in on Alpha Centauri. That felt weird.
United Colony space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband.
Hey, there we go. New mission, Power from Beyond.
Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
And this time it's coming up on Layton's Rock. So the temple locations I have found are unpredictable. In fact, I have restarted from this save a number of times while figuring out what's going on with the new version while I was waiting for my mods to get updated, and it was scattering them all over the place. And even without doing this little bit to get it triggered, I found, as I wandered far enough across the galaxy, suddenly it was just on a planet below me. So we are going to go back into here, Power from Beyond, acquire the power.
Landing site's clear. All green here.
Hello.
Okay, checking the settings really quick now that we're on the ground. So I tend to play this on very easy. I'm not all that good at combat. It's not what I'm showing off here, so we're just going to do that. I'm also going to poke these three down because they've been my irritations. Carry capacity, accessing the cargo on the ship, and vendor credits. I should be able to have the ship send me a drone wherever I am. Afflictions are just an irritation at this point. We're going to turn those off. And the rest of this is good. So what power am I using right now? Personal atmosphere, that's good. That lets me sprint basically forever. Because I have to wait for it to recycle. Once we get to the temple, I'm going to shift powers to something that's going to help me fight the bad guys. I've got the shoddy, which I was using to kill the bad guys earlier. Temple Sigh.
Perhaps now is not the time, but someday they need to learn.
So, once we talk to this guy, I think what I want to do is hit anti-gravity field. Which will basically make the enemy lose their footing. It gives you a chance to get some good shots on them. You can do that when I'm ready to reload. So which power is this?
That this could literally be millions of years old,
Elemental pole, okay?
predating all human civilization.
And we're not actually in combat with the Guardian yet, so I think I might be able to not jump out of here. I don't want to speak with Kelton Thrush. What do I want to do next? I really just want to jump out of here to somewhere. Things. Make a note of that. We're going to go back to our base where we can reconfigure the ship. Yeah, I didn't have to fight the bad guy. That's fine.
Perhaps not the sort of place on which one would settle down.
So the reason why I'm coming back here is as we get further into some of these quest lines, we will need to be jumping farther. I need a ship that can jump a long way. Now, Star Turkey's doing pretty good. It's got 23 light years of jump range. I can probably update it. Frontier? I don't know. Can I outfit the Frontier as being my far jump guy? Let's see. I just want him to go far, so we are going to get rid of the heavy stuff. I'm going to peel it back down to the original configuration. I'm like that. Not really the original configuration, but close enough. I move this forward. Oh. Okay, so we are going to need to put a docker up on top. Figure out shield and fuel later. I'm going to give it new engines and new reactors and everything. Okay, so reactor. I could go for a B-class reactor, but I want a reactor that has as much power generated as possible. So 24. We could go with a B-class reactor. And now grav drive. We can go with a B-class grav drive if we want. This would get us a 30 light year jump range. Any of these. Because we don't have any engines yet. Haha. Let's put in something for a placeholder. And now we need to grab some engines. I can go with B-class engines if I want. But I think what I'm going to do, see, put a couple of White Dwarf 2030s in. Does pretty well. Oh, it's the first grav drive that gets me 30 is this Helios 400. And what is our error? It cannot be finalized due to errors in flight check. Oh, shield. And something's not attached. Ah! And we need a fuel tank. I could hang a couple of good-sized fuel tanks off the side here. Oh, that's tempting. So, if the Frontier is the ship we're going to be using to go a far distance. Oh, shields. Let's put the Vanguard bulwark on. Like that one. That lowered our jump range to 29. That was not good. All of these shields are going to lower our mobility, so we're really at the limit of what our mobility can do. there's that, and we're going to need better engines. So these engines are not bad, but they're not good. White Dwarf 3020s. Just one of those. Only brings us up. And I believe this requires... Good. Oh, it requires a front mount. It doesn't have side mounts. The 2030s, a pair of them is not enough. Could go with B-class engines. That's just wrong. Okay, so I don't think this is going to work. So, Mr. Frontier, let's try that again. Let's see if we can turn the Razorleaf into our fire jumper. It's got some kick-ass engines on it. First of all, what if we just change the grav drive? So R4000. Ooh, there we go. Don't have to change anything else. There we go. There's our 30 light year jump range ship. or when we need to go far, far, far. And it has decent weapons on it, so we can fight if we get there. And when there's things attacking us. Currently running a Class A reactor and a Class A grav drive. We are still light and nimble, and we still have these Ares DT-60s that came with the original one, so we are good. Now, the downside is that we don't have much crew on this ship. Let's go review what it looks like. So, bottom floor, we've got the control center. And top floor, we have captain's cabin.
Hi.
And hatch. Leading into
Yes?
cockpit. I think we've got everybody sitting here. Well, that's good. So what's our next thing we want to do? Our next mainline quest is going to Masada 3, which is the end of it. We have some miscellaneous quests we've picked up, and we have a whole bunch of activities. I think the next thing I want to do is head out to this distress call. We'll kind of work up from the bottom, I guess. Start to clear these out. So we're going to shift back to the Star Eagle. I can have my whole crew. Only shift to this ship if we need the extra jump range.
Greetings, Captain.
Hey, you might want this.
I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot.
Well, let's make sure everybody's back aboard. Ship, outpost, ship, got it. I am going to set the quest to the one that we want. We should have just the one dot. Okay. So we have now recovered from the update as far as I can tell. We still have that one quest that's bugged. There's nothing we can do about it. Well, I will see you in the next recording.